Well, you guys have probably seen or heard it by now, the rumors going on for Season 20 rank changes. And if you haven't, well, here today, we're going to be discussing some Apex news and what's going around in the scene, the talk around town, and some opinions about some of these changes that seem to be taking place as well. So if you guys want to stay up to date with what's going on in the Apex Legends news world, then of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into what's going on. So firstly, an Apex Legends quote leaker who has posted some things in the past that have been true, some have not been true, so take it for what you will, posted a rumor of some news and leaks that he's heard. Now, after I read this, I sort of also linked this to the conversation I had with an Apex Legends developer that told me there would be a lot of changes going into Season 20. And when a developer tells me that, I assume that they understand how frustrated the community is with one specific change that we all want, so I assume that they're going to change that as well, and that is the rank changes. So the rumor that this leaker Oz heard is that Apex Ranked is set to be returning to an old ranked format, and that format could either be Season 12 or Season 13 system, but more than likely to be Season 12 system. Now, this sparked a lot of controversy because if you're not aware, these systems are totally different, and I mean drastically different. Like, whenever I reposted it and talked about it, a lot of people were commenting saying if it's Season 12 system, it's cooked because that was another fraud season. By fraud season, we mean like everyone got masters that didn't really deserve it and the system just wasn't good at all. Or saying that if it's not Season 13, we're gonna riot. And not only is it Season 13 that a lot of competitive players want, but specifically Season 13.1. So if Respawn is actually gonna be changing the system to a Season 12 or a Season 13 system, what exactly would those systems look like? Well, let me break it down for you. So as I said earlier, Season 12 was considered by many to be another fraud season in which a lot of players just simply got masters and it was not very much of a challenge at all. I believe Season 11 was another instance of this, and they tried to fix it slightly in Season 12, but it just simply didn't work that well. So essentially, there was none of this matchmaking that we have now. It was based upon the rank that you were in, and it simply worked as follows. As you can see on the picture, if you place 14th place or higher, you got no RP points. And remember, there was RP back then, not LP. And then you also got a 0-point bonus for having any kind of kills. Then if you place 13th through 11th, then you got 5 points for placement, but once again, no bonus for any of your kills or assists. After that, from 10th place to 6th place, you would get 1 point bonus per every kill or assist that you had. And for 10th and 9th, you'd get 10 placement points, 8th and 7th, 20 placement points, and 6th place got 30 placement points. Going into 4th and 5th place, you got 5 bonus points per kill and assist, 45 points for placement if you got 5th, 55 points for placement if you got 4th, 70 points placement if you got 3rd, with 8 bonus points per kill and assist. Then 2nd place got 95 points for placement and 11 bonus points per kill and assist, and 1st place got 125 RP with also a 15-point bonus per kill and assist. And don't forget, you also had entry fees, right? So there was like a little bit of an entry fee you had to pay every time you came into a match. There's also this tier discrepancy of like how much higher rank you were than one guy over the other and how much kills you would get based on how many tiers they were off from you. And to be honest with you, even though I think the next one that we're talking about that could be coming is way better, I don't think this system was absolutely downright horrible if the entry fees made a little bit more sense. Because like I said, what happened is eventually like everyone just got masters and it was way easier than what it should have been. So in Season 13, Apex decided to bring another rank system, and this one was totally different. And I mean totally different. It was a lot harder, a lot more challenging, but it made a lot more sense. And honestly, the competitive integrity was a lot better considered by a lot of the competitive players. However, there was one really big problem. A lot of the player base absolutely hated it, and the reason is because they said it was way too hard, or I used to be diamond and now I'm only gold. Things are just way too difficult now and I don't want to play anymore, therefore I quit. Sadly, Respawn noticed this and decided to revert all the changes back to something similar of Season 12, and they did this in Split 2 of Season 13. And this system that we had for only a month and a half, a lot of fans desperately want back for the sake of the game just getting better competitively. So what was this system and why was it hated by a lot of casual players but loved by a lot of competitive players? Well, when Apex first launched these rank changes, they basically came up with this final idea that we've been waiting for. Team play is all about the victory, play for the win. They said that Apex Legends is a battle royale, and they've decided to get away from this kill whoring method, right? Apex had a bad problem with just running down the lobby, and if you could get like, you know, 20 kills or something in a rank game, you would go up so much in a rank. And yes, you probably deserve it, but the problem is we started trading out quality games for just running down the lobby, and if you lose 2 games, not that big of a deal, because as long as you get one good game in a session that is just a pop-off game, it makes up for all the bad games and gives you a ton of extra RP as well. So it just really wasn't the way that Battle Royale was supposed to be played competitively. It was about getting a couple of kills, about rotating and staying alive and playing position. But the way the rank system was working, it simply was not promoting that at all. So they came up with this new idea finally, where they started doing play for the win, kill RP cap is removed. So it's still promoted that you're good enough to get all these kills, then go for it. But base value of each kill is now worth increasingly less, down to a minimum, meaning the more kills you get, the less valuable they become. So you don't really need to take the risk of getting all these kills because they start to become less valuable. The first 3 eliminations are worth about 100%, but the subsequent 3 are only worth 80%, and anything after that is only worth 20%. So after you get 6 kills, you really don't need to get any more kills because it's just way too big of a risk, and they're not even worth anything. So this started promoting people to finally play smart and start worrying about their rotation and position rather than just inting the lobby down, because you're not going to get benefited for it. Now, in order to help out with this, they also helped the assist category, where you could start getting more assists even if you were less involved in the fights. And I love that because it allowed players to still get benefited so that they don't feel like, oh, well, I haven't got my 6 kills, so I need to go and fight still, even though you've already got your 6 kills. Everybody gets the 6 kills and assist almost. We can all stop worrying about our kills and let's just get positioning. They finally added tier demotions, where you could finally de-rank after you sucked for so long. They also updated the entry cost as well, where it went up per tier rather than just per rank. Also changed the scoreboard a little bit about how much that these kills would actually be valued to and how much your placement points would be valued to as well. And then they also had the tier differences, and they did change these in a way that I found to be more beneficial to the players as well. So a lot of these kill modifiers stayed the same, but there were a few that changed by a couple 10% or so. But overall, I thought this was a really good change. They also introduced a new rookie tier, and whenever this update came out, all the pro players, all the Twitch streamers, and any competitive player thought it was the greatest thing ever. And I still, to this day, you see a lot of these changes, and these just make sense for a battle royale. And all of these things honestly sound like great ideas. And you may think, well, whatever happened to this? Well, honestly, at the time that it was released, it may have been premature because a lot of casual fans absolutely hated it. We were in a time where there were multiple seasons where everybody simply got the rank they wanted, and even if you were a bad player, you could pretty easily get masters or diamond, and a lot of these players started to think that they were truly that good at the game. So when they first got challenged by an actual rank system that wasn't really in their favor, they thought that the game was bad because they were now gold and therefore ranked as too hard, so I quit. Many pro players would go on to say the exact same thing, that it was Apex's fault for sadly tricking these players into thinking that they were a lot better than what they truly are. And so, like I said, shortly after, in the next split, they reverted all of these good changes back to the old ways. They said that a lot of people had actually fell off and stopped playing ranked because it was too hard, and therefore they needed to make a change. So my hope in hearing these rumors is that they are true, but that we go to season 13.1 changes, and that hopefully by now the player base has gotten better and they've also understood some of the changes that need to take place in order to make this system better, and they'll accept it a lot more, because I understand at the time why they may have not wanted it or accepted it or liked it. But now that some time has passed and some things have changed, I really hope that it is this system that they're bringing back and not the other, because I think fans would be a little bit more receptive to it this time, and I do think the quality of the game would improve drastically. Ranked would not only finally make sense, but would also work in a way that Battle Royale competitive was intended to be played. And if they also bring in these other dropship changes and you could call your spot where you want to land, we really will be going in the right direction. So interested to see what you think about the topics in today's video and these rumors going around, and what changes would you like to see coming into season 20 ranked play. Let me know down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.